Picture this: a man vanishes without a trace, leaving behind only a single clue: a helmet. The police are stumped, hope is fading, and time is running out. But one hero refuses to give up: a four-legged canine with a nose that can find the impossible. This is the incredible true story of how a police dog named Ravi saved a life in Kottayam, India. Stay with us. You won't believe where this dog's instincts led. A disappearance in Kottayam. In 2020, Areen town of Kottayam in Kerala, India, was gripped by a mystery that tugged at the community's heartstrings. A 40-year-old man, known for his quiet demeanor and dedication to his family, went missing without explanation. His disappearance sparked fear and confusion as his loved ones searched desperately for answers. The only clue was a helmet found near his home, a puzzling piece of the puzzle that offered little direction. The police launched an urgent search, but the trail seemed to vanish as quickly as the man himself. With each passing hour, the chances of finding him alive grew slimmer. Yet, in the face of this daunting challenge, a glimmer of hope emerged in the form of a police dog named Ravi, whose extraordinary tracking skills would turn despair into triumph. Welcome to Beyond Facts TV, where we uncover stories that go beyond the headlines, celebrating courage, instinct, and the power of hope. Today, we're diving into the Kottayam missing person case, a heartwarming tale of a canine hero who defied the odds to bring a man home. A man and his community. The missing man, whose name we'll withhold out of respect for his privacy, was a familiar figure in Kottayam. In his early 40s, he was a hard-working individual, often seen riding his motorcycle through the town's lush, green streets or spending time with his family. He wasn't one for grand gestures. His life was built on simple routines, working to support his loved ones, sharing quiet moments with friends, and contributing to the close-knit community that valued his steady presence. Kottayam, with its tranquil backwaters and vibrant culture, was a place where people looked out for one another, and the man's sudden absence was deeply felt. On the day he went missing, he left home as usual, telling his family he'd be back soon. His motorcycle was a constant companion, and his helmet was a familiar sight. When he didn't return by evening, his family grew anxious. They checked with neighbors and friends, but no one had seen him. The discovery of his helmet, abandoned near his home, sent a chill through the community. Was it a sign of an accident, foul play, or something else entirely? The police were called, and a search began immediately. Volunteers joined officers in combing the area, but the lack of leads was disheartening. The man's family clung to hope, praying for a miracle. That miracle would come in the form of a police dog named Ravi, whose skills were about to make all the difference. A vanishing act. Unlike many cases we cover, the Kottayam missing person case wasn't initially classified as a crime, but its mystery was no less urgent. The man's disappearance was baffling. His helmet, found on a roadside near his home, suggested he hadn't gone far, yet searches of nearby streets, fields, and waterways turned up nothing. The police considered every possibility: an accident, a medical emergency, or even foul play. Had he wandered off in confusion? Had someone harmed him? The open-ended nature of the case made it all the more challenging. The helmet was the only tangible clue, but it offered no clear answers. Was it dropped in a struggle, left behind by choice, or simply misplaced? The police interviewed family members, friends, and neighbors, but no one could shed light on the man's whereabouts. The surrounding area was vast, with dense vegetation, scattered buildings, and countless places where someone could remain hidden. As hours turned into days, the urgency intensified. Missing person cases are a race against time, and the police knew that finding the man alive was their top priority. Traditional search methods, foot patrols, drones, and community efforts were coming up short. The investigation needed a breakthrough, and it came from an unexpected source. A police dog named Ravi, whose tracking abilities could follow a scent where human efforts had failed. Ravi, the rescue hero. Enter Ravi, a Labrador retriever, whose name would soon become a symbol of hope in Kottayam. Ravi was a highly trained member of the Kerala Police Canine Unit, specializing in scent tracking. This skill is a marvel of canine capability. Tracking dogs like Ravi are taught to lock onto a specific human scent, following it across diverse terrains and through challenging conditions. They can detect traces left on objects like clothing or personal items, distinguishing one person's scent from countless others. Ravi's training was extensive, involving months of work with his handler to sharpen his focus and reliability. His nose was a precision tool, capable of picking up a scent trail even after hours of exposure to wind, rain, or human activity. When Ravi arrived at the scene, the police were skeptical. The helmet, while a valuable clue, had been handled by multiple people, and the surrounding area was busy with foot traffic. Could a dog really find a trail in such conditions? Ravi's handler, a dedicated Kate officer, had complete confidence in his partner. They presented Ravi with the helmet, allowing him to sniff it carefully. Within moments, Ravi locked onto the scent. With his handler by his side, he set off, nose low to the ground, following an invisible path. The trail led away from the roadside through a mix of open fields and narrow paths. Ravi's focus never wavered, even as the terrain grew more challenging. After covering nearly 300 meters, he stopped at the entrance to an abandoned building on the outskirts of town. The police were stunned. This was a location they hadn't considered. Ravi's alert signaled that the missing man was inside, and time was of the essence. A life saved. Ravi's tracking was the breakthrough that turned a desperate search into a miraculous rescue. The abandoned building where Ravi led the police was dilapidated, overgrown with weeds, and seemingly unconnected to the case. Initial searches had overlooked it, assuming it was too far from the helmet's location. But Ravi's instincts proved otherwise. The police entered the building cautiously, calling out for the missing man. To their astonishment, they found him inside, alive, but disoriented and weak. He had wandered into the building, possibly due to a medical issue or confusion, and had been unable to find his way out. Without food or water, he was in critical condition, but Ravi's timely discovery ensured he received immediate medical attention. Paramedics rushed him to a hospital, where he began his recovery, surrounded by his relieved family. The police were in awe of Ravi's precision, crediting him with saving a life that might have been lost. The discovery clarified the case. There was no foul play, only a tragic accident that could have ended far worse. The community of Kottayam rejoiced, celebrating the man's return and Ravi's heroism. The police honored Ravi and his handler, recognizing their role in a rescue that defied the odds. For the man's family, the outcome was nothing short of a miracle, a testament to the power of a dog's nose and a handler's trust. The legacy of Ravi. The Kottayam missing person case is a shining example of the life-saving potential of police dogs like Ravi, whose instincts can turn despair into hope. This heartwarming story reminds us that even in the darkest moments, heroes, both human and canine, can make a difference. The man's survival is a tribute to Ravi's skill and the dedication of the canine unit. If you were inspired by this story, please like, share, and subscribe to Beyond Facts TV for more tales of courage and rescue. Know more about this case or other canine stories? Comment below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.